Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Me, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. Dr. Vegapunk has been a mysterious character that has been dangled in front of us for a very long time. And for years we've only heard about his achievements and how amazing his inventions are, but we've never been introduced to what they look like. With the recent chapters, we had a revelation of the face at last, having the appearance of a very young, vivacious young woman. But many underestimate her for not knowing all of the inventions and research that Vegapunk did during his life. And there's even that speculate that perhaps she is a robot and an extension of the real Vegapunk yet to be revealed. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Dr. Vegapunk, his past that has been presented so far, and all of the inventions and research that are attributed to Vegapunk, and also why he's considered the greatest scientist in the One Piece universe. But before we head into the lab and start looking at the Dear Doctor's CV, if you're new to the channel, or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you consider leaving us a like, or even subscribing, and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and motivates us to make more content. And if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or your favorite with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So my friends, Vegapunk is a great scientist, being the one who's developed many different tools and ships and advancements for the Marines to capture pirates. Now we don't know much about his past, as we've just been introduced to this new island called Egghead Island. Vegapunk was born in the City of the Future on the island of Karakuri, and as a child he designed and built multiple different devices in his beginning laboratory, including robotic animals, in addition to starting some of the research that he still continues today. He also had hundreds of other ideas, from weapons to experiments with cellular structures, but since he didn't have the resources for his projects, he had to make do with what he had. He once also tried to create an underfloor heating system for the people of the island, using modified animals as labor. However, Vegapunk wasn't able to finish it because he didn't have the tools or the resources to complete the project. But even still, this was something that touched the hearts of the people in his village. Neighbors and other townspeople became very fond of Vegapunk, seeing that in the future, he would not only become a great scientist, but he would be able to change the world through all of his ingenious inventions. We've also learned that at some point, he worked alongside Vince Smoke Judge within an organization of scientists called MADS, which at least appears from the outside an illegal research team. And while he was there, they discovered the plan of life known as the lineage factor, something that all living things possess, and which was the thing that connected all human beings together as well. When the world government learned of this project, they considered the research a threat and arrested Vegapunk, which at least publicly put an end to the research that he had been working on. While still in prison, Vegapunk then received an offer to join the world government, and thus working for them, creating various tools and weapons and ships to help them capture pirates. Through this agreement or partnership, he would obtain the resources to continue with his projects, as long as the world government agreed with his projects. So he accepted the proposal, because otherwise he'd be in prison, and officially became a scientist of the world government. After joining the world government, Vegapunk became world-renowned as a scientist, becoming famous for his research on devil fruits, discovering that sea stone can serve to counteract the effects of devil fruits, as well as many other advancements as well with sea stone. When Kaido was captured by the Marines, Vegapunk was able to extract a sample of his lineage factor to replicate his devil fruit. Although the results seem at least deemed unsatisfactory, but we still don't know why. The world government, of course, wanted him to give them the fruit, but Vegapunk considered it a failure and refused, and ended up leaving it in Punk Hazard, where Momonosuke later finds it and eats it and acquires the same powers as Kaido, albeit a different color. A few years later, Vegapunk then began testing chemical weapons in his lab at Punk Hazard, and his former colleague Caesar Clown created an extremely powerful chemical weapon. When Vegapunk tried to fire Caesar for his reckless behavior and just clear derivation of duty, Caesar retaliated by detonating the entire canister of gas, turning Punk Hazard into a wasteland. The island was closed and chained up after this incident, and a dragon that Vegapunk created was also left there. And as Vegapunk was running the experiments, it was he that took the blame for this entire incident. We've also seen that before the time skip, he focused on developing human or cyborg related weapons called Pacifista, using Bartholomew Kuma as a guinea pig and model. Using some of his research into the powers of devil fruits, he was somehow able to impart Kizaru's light fruit, or at least replicate it in the weapons so that the pacifistas could shoot tangible and functional laser beams that cause massive damage. This not only kind of expanded the power our admiral has, but it also gives the world government a bunch of weapons that are able to use the same lasers as the Pika Pika no Mi, being able to fight against the most powerful pirates. In a heartbreaking and interesting scene that we hope to see the resolution of soon, before the Battle of Marineford, Vegapunk performed the final operation on Kuma, eliminating his last bits of free will, turning him in fact into a complete cyborg. However, at Kuma's request, Vegapunk also programmed the mission to protect the Thousand Sunny in Kuma's memory banks until the Straw Hats return to their ship to keep it safe. This has led many to believe that although he is a scientist who prioritizes his inventions and all of his achievements, he also seems to have a big heart because he still was human enough to fulfill Kuma's last wish. And perhaps, maybe he has goodness in his heart, or he has other connections we just haven't learned about yet. During scenes that we were treated to before the revelry in Marijois, we saw that Fujitora had met with Vegapunk, and the scientist had revealed an invention that Isho believed would replace the warlords. And this was where the Admiral learned about the Seraphim. At the time, we didn't exactly know what these machines were, but recently we've seen that they are cyborgs with the appearance and seemingly physical techniques of the warlords, but yet in a child form. And they also seem to have some additional modifications, such as King's feature, and when we say King, Kaido's right-hand man, who not only has wings, but the flames on their back, as well as the other pacifista ability to use light beams, so this is a whole new package. Throughout his life though, Vegapunk still has made a bunch of different investigations and also creations in a lot of different areas of science, again making him recognized worldwide as not only a great scientist, but someone who is shaping the world and the future through his great intelligence. Through the area of geology, Vegapunk was able to explore the various uses of sea prism stone, creating weapons and even handcuffs to arrest devil fruit users. Vegapunk also managed to find ways to line marine ships with sea prism stone, and this prevented the Sea Kings from ever realizing that the ships was there. And this gave the Marines incredible freedom, as they are the only ones that can cross the calm belt, thus avoiding a lot of the problems, and they can slip in and out of the Grand Line as they wish. In the areas of meteorology, Vegapunk studied different ways to control the weather, but never attained much success, and possibly his research ended up being destroyed, but again he may end up researching different ways to manipulate weather, and we may even find out that there's a connection between Vegapunk and all of the scientists on Weather Pia that Nami learned from over the time skip. As we mentioned earlier, through the area of biology, Vegapunk discovered, with the help of Vinsmoke Judge, the lineage factor, which has yet to be fully revealed why it's so important, but we know it's a very important concept in the One Piece universe. Through the manipulations of this lineage factor, we've seen it delve into devil fruits, and Vegapunk has also been able to create different artificial life forms, such as dragons, and may have even started to unlock the process of gigantification. But at least for now, it seems that this brand of research has failed, which resulted in the failed giant children emerging. But we've also seen recently in our most recent chapters that they are safe and on a marine base and still being treated, and they even seem like they're starting to shrink. Beyond his research into giants, he also branched out with the lineage factor into botany, and it seems that Vegapunk may be the person who has unlocked the secrets of devil fruits, what they really are, where they really come from, and how exactly they react with the human body. Just considering the fact that Vegapunk's research with the Pika Pika no Mi led to his ability to reproduce it on the cyborgs. Now, although it's not the full powerful way that Admiral Kizaru can use, this is still something that is quite remarkable. And one question many of us are asking the community as well is, although the devil fruit that Vegapunk allegedly made was a quote-unquote failure, we have to wonder why, because Vegapunk could be one of those scientists that just simply calls it a failure because it was the wrong color, although everything else was given over to Momonosuke when he ate that devil fruit. Another question that we also wonder is some of this research Or has this research been abandoned by Vegapunk because he stopped seeing the potential danger of it if the wrong people, namely the world government, were to get their hands on it? And as we mentioned earlier, there are all the various cyborgs and robots we've seen Vegapunk create as well. From the original pacifistas that were useful against average pirates, to these new, much more powerful versions called the Seraphim. And we've also seen in recent chapters here on the island of Vegapunk that there are tons of other animals, including that giant robot shark, the mechas, and who knows what other kinds of wonders we'll find on this highly advanced island. But one thing we have learned recently also in these earlier chapters is that Vegapunk is, at least for now, trying to work on changing the nature of an animal or being able to control their instincts. Because as we saw with the giant robot shark, although it was programmed to just survey and fire and not eat, it had no other recourse but to follow its instincts and act like a shark, which was the reason why Vegapunk had to destroy it. But this also makes us wonder what other kinds of human emotion things could Vegapunk be working on. So as these next several chapters unfold, we really are looking forward to the fact that we're going to get to learn a lot more about this Vegapunk and all of the various things that he's up to. Now, we do know that not only are there secrets to be revealed because, well, Oda told us in an SBS, we also have to figure that everything we've learned about Vegapunk has at least led us to believe that he's simply working for the world government because he needs to. But with this most recent chapter and seeing that CP0 is on its way to the island to destroy all of the different robot versions of Vegapunk, as well as the original, one has to wonder, is that going to be the thing that lets him at least ally himself with Luffy and the Straw Hats? And is that the reason why Luffy may get to learn more than he expected to learn? But with all that said, friends, we'd love to know what you think about it now. Are there any other details about Vegapunk that we might have missed? And also, do you think Vegapunk is maybe from this planet? Or, like some have speculated in the community, that he might be from one of the moons or other planets, as if he's a member of the Longhead tribe and those space pirates we saw in Enel's cover story? Next, what are you looking forward to learning? I mean, is it about the devil fruits, how he learned about Sea Prism Stone? What secret that Vegapunk holds and is yet to reveal do you want to hear about? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video, friends, I want to thank you so much for watching the video all the way up to the very end. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.